Good morning. Welcome to another very positive, constructive, and interesting session of my consultancy, Innovative Organization Development Consultancy, and related to our new course, Online Knowledge Transfer course. And welcome to its Module 3, Part 2. Module 2, Part 3, where we are discussing about identifying and tracking critical knowledge within the organization. And the first step in this process is uh, collecting and analyzing data. The first step to understanding or tracking the critical knowledge functions in your organization is to collect the data related to it, and that is through surveys and interviews. In the surveys, we can ask questions to employees regarding all kinds of knowledge management issues that is related to knowledge management, whether it is related to their in role performance, or dealing with uh, outsiders outsiders, meaning those who are connected with the organization but not employees of the organization. So first step is to collect and analyze the data related to knowledge management issues in the organization, and that is through surveys and interviews, and then uh, trying to find out any kind of trends that data collected is trying to show, or repetitive behavior that is being uh, analyzed in that data. So that is the first thing. Second is understanding knowledge management principles. Second is knowledge management principles which are related to the organization, systematic and hierarchical management of the data that you have collected. There are two types of things: taxonomical rearrangement of data and ontological rearrangement of data. Taxonomical arrangement of data is related to uh, hierarchical storage of data. That is, first of all, you have to identify the departments in your organization and then sub departments within your organization, and then you can use several search data terms like keywords, keyword based search, tagging that data, and these kind of things are done in taxonomical arrangement of the data. Regarding ontological arrangement of data, it is, first of all, in the data concepts are being found out. Once these concepts are found out, then they are trying to network. They are trying to be connected with each other, because of the interconnected significance of the concepts. So once this network of interconnected concepts have been properly arranged, it is called uh, ontological arrangement of the data. So these are certain principles of knowledge management in which how the knowledge is stored, retrieved, and then updated once again within the organizational knowledge base. So there are two bases of storage, knowledge management principles of storage. What is that? One is the taxonomical arrangement of data, other is the ontological arrangement of the data. Third is effective communication and collaboration. Effective communication and collaboration is done through workshops, basically through workshops, and also in some group team activities. Workshops are more professional in nature because they are trying to aspect on the collected data that you have analyzed and found some trend, and in that workshop you are trying to discuss that trend or repetitive behavior as some kind of a significator or indication of the type of inquiry that people are used to getting and providing solutions for it. And also it helps you to find any kind of shortage of relevant knowledge that is not available in the organizational knowledge base, and how to overcome that kind of shortage. So in workshops, this is a very professional way of addressing this issue. Related to focus group interviews or focus group team activities, that is also related to very context specific at context specific activity where the required knowledge is sought after. It is tried to be found that whether it exists or it does not exist, and if it is existing, in what way it is existing, who are the people who have this kind of knowledge to uh, provide the solutions, and whether it is arranged in a proper manner or not in the organizational knowledge base. That is taking into consideration the concepts within that knowledge required concepts, and if the concepts are interconnected among themselves to give any relevant information. Technological proficiency. Knowledge management is possible through various kinds of software, and those softwares are basically knowledge management softwares like Power BI or Tableau, which can help you visualize the data, or you can see the how the knowledge travels within the organization through the data points or knowledge of stakeholders, and this way you can get a visualization of the data being tracked in your organization. So these are certain. Also, Microsoft SharePoint is used for collaboration and communication. I mean, certain software like Pageo is used for taxonomical classification of data, and Microsoft SharePoint is used for ontological ontological this classification of data. Then is the how to build a knowledge mapping framework. See, the knowledge mapping framework is basically done through knowledge management software nowadays, and it is basically done in Power BI or Tableau to collect which is forming the which is trying to show you the visualization of data as it travels through within your organization, how the queries are generated, and who are the people who are updating the knowledge base and providing their solutions to the knowledge search given by other employees. Continuous learning and adaptation. This is related to again. Uh, the people who are using the data and how they are updating or providing solution to the queries generated, and updating of the same knowledge to the organizational knowledge base. So that is it is a continuous mechanism, as knowledge search behavior is a repetitive type of issue. Since it is repetitive in nature, hence the entire thing of uh, mapping the critical knowledge within the organization is also a repetitive activity and not one time activity. So these are the things that are required to map the critical knowledge within your organization. Once again, I am just trying to go through the points. First is to collect the data, then second is to organize the data in a hierarchical or concept based conceptual to subconceptual based manner. There are two ways: taxonomical arrangement of data and ontological arrangement of data. Third is the effective communication and collaboration. For effective communication and collaboration, people are conducting the interviews of their employees, and then collecting data through focused interviews, focus group activities, and also through surveys where the relevant questions related issues related to ongoing knowledge management assessment, knowledge management audit, and finding gap in knowledge level of the organization is the main theme or objective of focus group interviews or these focus group activities or surveys. So basically, effective communication collaboration is used. Collaboration is also done through effective knowledge management softwares like Microsoft SharePoint, and uh, there is another software. I am not able to pronounce it right now. And there is technological proficiency is using knowledge management software. It is different from the those softwares which help in taxonomical arrangement or ontological arrangement of data. Knowledge management software is related to Microsoft SharePoint, Power BI, Tableau, and such things, which help in uh, giving you a realistic understanding of the knowledge management activities in your organization. and then building a knowledge mapping framework. Determine what knowledge is critical to the organization success. Knowledge management framework is a type of, you can say, a, a arrangement, a diagrammatic arrangement. A framework is a diagrammatic arrangement in which you can see that how people are generating their queries, what all points they are keeping or keywords they are using to access the knowledge from the organizational knowledge base, and then what how it is revolving within the organization among employees, and what are their feedback to the organizational knowledge base and to the people who are generating these queries, and what is the how when both are getting combined together, what is the new knowledge that is being generated and documented in the knowledge base. So these are the things where your explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge are getting combined, because explicit knowledge is based on your manuals, procedures, and all other type of things that is explicitly available, and you have studied in your books and other reports and publications, whereas tacit knowledge is the expertise of the people. So when they are getting into this knowledge search behavior where queries are there from explicit sources of knowledge, and they are trying to address those sources, those who are the knowledge holders within the organization, they are using their experience, their understanding of the concepts through the ontological arrangement of data in the organization, and they are using these concepts and sub concepts to address the issues of knowledge management which are generated from sources of explicit knowledge through their expertise, and combining them with their expertise and understanding through their intuition and objectivity that they have acquired and skills they have used in the past. So that is basically a combination of tacit and explicit knowledge, and what new knowledge is getting generated out of all that, that is being documented at the same time, because there are people who are updating this new knowledge in the knowledge base, so you have something new to read. So that is the knowledge search behavior, and it is repetitive or cyclical in nature. So that thing is being shown in a diagrammatic representation through a type of a flow chart, using boxes and circles and triangles and trapezoids and rectangles, which show a type of decision making, yes no way, in a yes no way. If it is yes, so it goes to this box. If it is no, it goes to this trapezoid. From that trapezoid it travels to another circle, and then again the query starts. So this is a basically framework of how the knowledge is traveling within the organization to finally getting documented as a new knowledge. So that framework is the knowledge mapping framework, and by mapping that framework you are trying to understand the cyclical behavior of this knowledge search that is going on within the organization. And continuous learning is also related to this knowledge search behavior, because continuous learning is related to refinement of the knowledge seeking behavior. So more it is refined, the more specific and contextual is the knowledge generated ultimately, that is going to benefit the organization and its objectives. So this knowledge, this continuous feedback and then adaptation. So continuous learning is going on, then adaptation is how you implement that newly generated knowledge to further the organizational goals and its effective and its impact on efficiency and output for the organization. These things are depicted in a diagrammatic framework using, and that is also in a way mediated by organizational learning capabilities. Organizational learning capabilities are a depiction of the are indicators of the people, the knowledge, the of the people who are trying to acquire this knowledge by way of uh, generating query and trying to answer those queries in a repetitive, answer these queries, combining their expertise and learning and unlearning in the process, and thereby generating new knowledge. So this is the way of when new knowledge is generated in the organization and adapted. That is how you have the capacity to generate model innovative propositions for further development of products of services, and launching new businesses or business scope, uh, creating new business scope for the organization. So you have to understand now how important it is to map critical knowledge within the organization, and then use it to further enhance the knowledge user experience using this kind of mapping frameworks that help you guide and draw the diagrammatic representation of the knowledge process flowing in the organization, and how it is captured and then values created out of that captured knowledge. So I hope this session was interesting for people who have interest in organizational knowledge transfer course and organization science. And more of such things will be discussed further in other lectures. And you can view our website www.hrmlectures.in, or email us at hrmlectures@gmail.com. Description box will contain the link to both the email and the website. Thanks.